iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It is Waiver Wire Wednesday. So let me talk to you about this, okay? First of all, you have to be very careful with Waiver Wire. Last week, a lot of people paid a fortune of money in Rashard Higgins. How'd that work out for them? Not very well. So the guys who are on the waiver wire, you think are better than they are. I mean this in the best way. There's a reason they're on the waiver wire. They're not that good. Now, occasionally, every now and then, every now and then, somebody will come and do something great. Is that going to happen this week with any of these players? I don't know. But I can tell you that I try to be very judicious with my money early on in the season. Because maybe, I would say out of the, let's say there's 13 weeks, 10 of the 13 weeks, I'm pissing my money away on guys who aren't very good. 3 weeks, maybe they're good players. 3. Was Rashard Higgins worth $400? No. Was Buck Allen? Maybe. Well, that remains to be seen. Who are the guys this week? I'll go through them, but I don't think there's anybody here who I really want to bid tons of money on. So at quarterback, there's Jared Goff. I think he's interesting. I think Jared Goff is an interesting play. He looks pretty good this week. Not just this week, in general. The Rams look very good. I've been impressed. I think he does look good this week because the Cowboys, are a rough defense. Very rough defense. This could be a nice week for Jared Goff. What if I told you that Jared Goff could make somebody $1 million this week? Playing the Cowboys' trash defense? It's possible. What about Deshaun Watson? I'm not sure he's ready for prime time yet, but he does run. And when you run and you pass and you do a little bit of both, you're giving me free points. So if he throws for 200 yards a week, that's 10 points. Throws a touchdown pass, that's 14 points. Runs for 5, that's 19 points. Boom. It's a good week. That's a good week. Do you understand? So the running helps. Deshaun Kaiser, a running quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, a running quarterback. These are guys that I would be willing to bid a couple of dollars on if I needed a quarterback. Would I cut Andy Dalton? No. Would I cut Eli Manning? No. Would I cut Trevor Siemian? Yeah, no. So, look, these guys are all flyers, better served in a 2-quarterback league. But, I'm never really playing them over my starter. So how much am I really going to spend on them? A few bucks. A few bucks here and there. At running back, I think the number one guy for this week, is Wendell Smallwood. Wendell Smallwood is the prize guy this week. But is he really a prize? Ask yourself that question. LeGarrette Blount is a pretty darn good player. Corey Clement, okay. They throw the ball a lot. Is he going to have such a big week? I don't know. And what about multiple weeks? Is he going to have multiple good weeks? I can't tell you that. I think he's the best player out there. Would I bid heavily on him? Not really. I'm looking to see my bids and what I'm thinking about. I like him and he's a good player. But how much am I willing to go? I'm just checking my bids right now because Smallwood's available in one of my leagues. And I look at my bid and I go, it's a fair bid. I'm probably not going to get him at the bid that I bid. But somebody will pay up for him. Somebody desperate enough will pay up for him. I probably won't be that guy. Is Jamaal Charles available in your league? I like Jamaal Charles right now. He's looked pretty good. Not carrying the ball a lot, but when he plays, he looks pretty good. And I think this is exactly how John Elway wanted to use Jamaal Charles, in spots. What about Brandon Oliver this week? So here's a couple of guys, Brandon Oliver and Damian Williams. If Melvin Gordon is out and Damian Williams and Jay Ajayi is out, Oliver and Williams are the backups. I love paying for backups. See, that's a move I'll make. I won't pay $250 on Smallwood. I'll pay $40 on Brandon Oliver. Do you see the reasoning behind that? And here's why. To pay $250 on Smallwood, right, 25% of my fab, I'm basically committing and saying this guy's a really good player who I want to start. But do I really want to? If I got Wendell Smallwood, would I start him and feel good about it? Yeah, I don't know about that. But Brandon Oliver I can get for a lot less, right? I can get him for maybe $50. I probably won't start him except if Melvin Gordon's out. Then when Melvin Gordon's out, I pay up for him. And I'm happy I have him. So it's a better use of my money is $50 on Oliver than $250 on Smallwood. Because Oliver, if I don't play him, what I lose? $50. But if Gordon's out, I got to steal at $50. Where Smallwood at $250, what am I really getting there? Mediocrity? I mean, that's really what I'm getting. So I do like Damian Williams. I do like Brandon Oliver for that matter. I'll give you Matt Breida. It's another guy. Orleans Darkwa. Andre Ellington. Elijah McGuire. Maybe I'll give Corey Clement a little bump up. But he's the third guy behind Blunt and Smallwood. And don't kid yourself, Blunt is going to play. Now, Clement may play as well because Doug Peterson likes to rotate backs, but he's the third dude out of three. Blunt and Smallwood are 1 and 2, so he needs more to happen. So, I don't know. Those are the running backs. I think I like Andre Ellington a little bit. I like his juice, right? He's got some juice. Chris Johnson doesn't have no juice for me. Not very. I don't see it anymore. Kerwin Williams, I'm very disappointed in. How about Austin Ekeler? What if Melvin Gordon's out? Is Brandon Oliver the sure thing? What about Ekeler? Maybe he's a decent player. Who knows? Interesting. All right, wide receivers. What is up with Doug Baldwin? If Doug Baldwin is out, Tyler Lockett and Paul Richardson, the value goes up. Big time. Big time up. The problem is we won't know that because it's a late game. Right? It's a late game. And we have to commit. See, that's the problem. Right? That is the problem when we have these late games. They're problematic. Right? It's Sunday night. So let's say it's Sunday night. Right? I have to make a decision early in the day because I don't know about Doug Baldwin because my guess is he's going to be questionable in the game time decision. So what do I do with Paul Richardson and Tyler Lockett? Do I start them or not? I don't know. It's confusing, and I don't like confusion. Do you understand why it's confusing? Well, do I start Richardson? Do I bench Jeremy Maclin? Well, I would start Richardson if I knew that Baldwin is out. But if Baldwin's playing, I wouldn't start Richardson. So I'm going back and forth and back and forth. It's a pain in the butt. But obviously, one of these two guys between Lockett and Richardson will be better. I would think Lockett would be the guy. He's played a lot of snaps in the last couple of weeks. So he's my number one guy, and Richardson's my number two. I think Devin Funchess is interesting this week if he's out there. And Curtis Samuel's interesting. And Ed Dickson is interesting to me. Because I think Kelvin Benjamin, his status is very up in question. Very doubtful. Is he out? No. But even if he's out there, is he going to be anything more than a decoy? So I think Funchess. I think Dickson. I think Curtis Samuel. I like Samuel a lot. He had 5 targets last week. Maybe if Benjamin is out, he gets 8. What about Sterling Shepard? Odell Beckham Jr. is one of my favorite players, but this guy's a knucklehead. Seriously, takes a lot of hits and is embarrassing. What if he gets suspended? What if he gets injured? Sterling Shepard looked pretty darn good. That's all I'm saying, is that if I'm in a shallow league and I can stash this guy, I will. What about Josh Doctson? I know he hasn't done that much, only had 2 targets, but he had a 52-yard touchdown pass. That's pretty good by me. How about Geronimo Allison? So let me give you some guys. Geronimo Allison and JuJu SmithSchuster. If I owned Nelson, Cobb, or Adams, I'm absolutely going to roster Geronimo Allison right now. Because if any one of those 3 guys gets injured, as we saw last week, Allison's the guy. Same thing with JuJu SmithSchuster. If I owned Antonio Brown or Martavis Bryant, I want JuJu SmithSchuster because he is the obvious backup there. Now, are these guys good on their own? Not very. Not very. But I'll say this. I would rather have a team with Antonio Brown and JuJu SmithSchuster than Antonio Brown and Mohamed Sanu. But Dr. Roto, that makes no sense. No, it makes a lot of sense. When am I really playing Mohamed Sanu? Never. When would I play JuJu? I play JuJu when Antonio Brown's out. So I'm either playing Antonio or JuJu. When am I ever playing Mohamed Sanu? I'm never playing him over Antonio Brown. Now, the question then becomes, just because Antonio Brown is hurt, does that mean JuJu SmithSchuster is the obvious play? Not always, but I'll take my chances on that. And it won't cost me that much on the waivers to do that. Here's another name for you. I think Will Fuller is interesting. So I'm going to paint you this picture. I'm not a Bruce Ellington fan. Okay, I'm not a Bruce Ellington fan. I'm not. Maybe he's a 3rd receiver, but he's not a 2. Will Fuller is talented. He just doesn't have great hands. But imagine this. DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson. DeAndre Hopkins going to see a lot of targets. We know that. But Watson's back there. He's under pressure. He's moving around. He's moving. He looks up. Barely. He never really looks up. But in case he looks up, who does he see downfield? Will Fuller. Boom! Throws it deep. Will Fuller bobbles it like 8 times, but then catches it. Is that possible? Yes. Will Fuller could have some impact on some deep throws when Watson escapes from the pocket. I think Watson makes Fuller more valuable. Fuller's more valuable with a mobile quarterback than he is with a Tom Savage. My opinion. Because when plays break down, Fuller's speed is so good that he can make a difference. I like him. All right, let's take a look at tight ends. First of all, Ben Watson did nothing last week. But, look, everybody has a bad week. I'm okay with him. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, this guy is a knucklehead. But he led the team in targets last week. Led the team in targets. And you know what? He may not cost you a lot of money, but I think he's a very interesting play in a PPR format. Josh McCown will go to him. What about Ryan Griffin? I don't think Ryan Griffin is a great play, but he's consistent. Should get you 10 points every week. There's no CJ Fedorowicz. Griffin should get you 10 points a week, 5 for 50. Won't kill you. What about VD? Do you want VD? I might want VD. Vernon Davis, because Jordan Reed is always on the injury report. Always. Death, taxes, and Jordan Reed. Predictable. Right? So I would look at Vernon Davis if you want to stash a guy. Let me give you one other guy. David Njoku. Man, look, I don't wake up in the morning and say I wish I lived in Cleveland. Because I don't. I love living in Florida. I like the weather. I didn't like Hurricane Irma, but for the most part, I like the weather. But man, David Njoku is going to be a really good player. He's going to be a really, really good player. And somebody that I think that we should all watch. And I'm kind of jealous because I think that he's going to turn into a superstar in this league. He's big, he's tall, he's fast, he's got good enough hands, and Kaiser likes him. So if he's out there in any dynasty format, go get him. So I need to tell you guys about the Scout DFS loyalty discount, okay? Because it's almost over. When October hits, we're going to raise the price of scoutdfs.com. So if you don't lock it in now, you're not going to get it. And that's going to be a bad life decision. Because in October, I think we're going to charge for each optimizer. The NFL one, I don't know, could be $20, $25. The NBA, $20. NHL, maybe $20. Why would you want to pay individually when you could lock your discount in right now for $14.95 a month? I mean, that's not a discount. That is a savings of epic proportions. So please, I beg you, please do the smart and right and financially viable thing. Save your money. Go there right now. You're a member of Scout Fantasy. Go to Scout DFS. You're going to get the loyalty discount. And you're going to get it for $14.95 a month. And then in a few days, when everybody else is paying a fortune, you're going to be like, I got it, $14.95 a month. And look, let me just say this to you. All these other DFS sites that have optimizers, they are a fortune. They cost us a fortune. So we're not just charging things because we don't need to. The optimizer costs us money. But some sites charge in the hundreds for their optimizer. Hundreds. You know that. You know that. I'm not saying we're giving away for free, but come on, guys. You got to do the right thing. So I need you to get in there and join scoutdfs.com. Get that loyalty discount. Please. Please. All right? Do your doctor a favor. Now remember, Waiver Wire Wednesday. Be smart. Know that there's many more weeks. Don't overbid. I like Wendell Smallwood too. Don't bid $350. I think you're going to regret it. Pick a number that you can live with, that if you get him, awesome. And if you don't, you put in a good bid. Okay? Let's be smart about this. Let's get ourselves through this season. There's nobody out there this week that you can't live without. Except Austin Severian Jenkins. No, I'm just kidding. I think we all can live without ASJ. Because ASJ and NYC could be a little MESSY, you know what I'm saying? At the CLUB. Hanging out at the club with ASJ. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back tomorrow and Thursday, I'll go over some of these waiver wire picks with you. And of course, I will preview Thursday night's big game, Chicago and Green Bay. Oh my God, Jordan Howard. Please may I start him again, and if I do, may he not disappoint me as he did a couple weeks ago. All right, have a great day. Be well, and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!